Hello, I am Matt, and right now I'm starting where we ended last time, which is right here in the spot. Sorry, I had to attend to a very emergent emergency, but just let me continue and show to you the rest of Hitman Alpha. Um, on my past video, I was talking about basically how the this guy system in this one is more entertaining, more playable than the one in Absolution. Now, I do not hate Absolution because of its disguise system. Um, I had basically the justification for why Absolution had um, that kind of disguise system, and the reason behind it, or the the um, thing that gives me uh, uh, leeway to defend Absolution despite its frustrating gameplay was that because it was basically a personal story for Agent 47. And in that game, he was a fugitive. And so, yes, it may be a huge departure, but then when you take into account the story, then everything makes sense. Some may hate Absolution for it being so different, but then I guess the developers had to insert a title where 47 takes a very personal stage where it's not just a job. They had to basically also flesh out his character. They had to progress the the canon of the story, and so I hear thunder, and so they have to compromise, and that includes um, dishing out the routine structure of mission set objectives that make 47 Hitman, I mean, such a sandbox, game, unique sandbox game, sorry. And so that that may be a blow to the fans, but for me, that was my initial reaction. I was actually, what? Why did it happen? Why did um, Hitman Absolution completely throwed away everything that made Hitman so good? I mean, Blood Money was one of the best um, sandbox games. And to think it was an assassination game, it was supposed to be a stealth game, that was even rather amusing. And coming from Blood Money, you get Absolution, which basically had the same character, which is supposed to be in the same franchise, and then you get a very different kind of game, which had uh, the wrong uh, the wrong advertisement points, if you get what I mean, for its success. I mean, Absolution was not successful or uh, wasn't known for its um, similarities to Blood Money or um, its huge sandbox levels or just everything which made past games good, it basically was known for just being so modern, yet also a good stealth game. Now that, when you're taking into account Absolution as an individual game, then yeah, Absolution is a good game. Actually, it's a good stealth game. But again, I will say this, it is not a good Hitman game. But enough of that, enough of Absolution. We're currently playing Hitman Alpha, and as you have seen, I just killed Novikov, the white-suited guy. So right now I'm just walking around. I'm not ending my session now. Uh, I'm just like to show you the environments, the improvements on the levels. I mean, you have seen it, right? See, I'm gonna bring it back up. See, uh, we have now 5 levels. We have the basement, the ground, level 1, level 2, level 3. This is the map, okay? The map is quite huge, and this is what struck me the most the first time I booted up the game. You have civilians here, you have guards, and the thing that I noticed, first of all, is how reminiscent Hitman Alpha is of the old Hitman games. Now that in itself is good, or it's a refreshing, it's a um, encouraging statement to be made that it feels like the old Hitman game. But uh, there's there's another thing that made me uh, uh, happier or just smile and joy, and that is despite it feeling like the past Hitman games, I also noticed that it had elements of absolution, not the bad parts. Oh, let me see an invitation. It had elements of absolution which were the selling points of absolution, such as this. It has the cover system, you can crouch, not just a an awkward sneak. If you remember, in Hitman 2, you have this, or in even Absolute Mania, you have this awkward sneak where he's just kind of squatting, and it's just not that stealthy when you look at it, and it's also not functional when under combat, if you get what I mean. However, crouch this time is replacing the stealth button, which is kind of the trend now in modern games. But you see, hate it all you want, but the crouch button in a stealth game, or in this case, a shooting stealth game, which is about shooting, kind of makes more sense in a functional way. Because, first of all, you can duck here for cover while not in cover. And also, it can be used as a sneaking tool while covering. So I can sneak right here. See, I'm not sticking to the car, but I am protected under gunfire if that would happen. Yet I'm still sneaking. So that is two birds hit in one stone. Now, one thing I noticed in the alpha stage, and this is primarily because I think it's an alpha, they sometimes do forgive you for doing things like this or doing things like this, and basically sneaking and crouching at the same time and running. Now, this is a guard. And if this is a guard in real life, he should be concerned about my behavior. to think about I am a designer, a makeup designer in one of the um, fashion shows in which they're supposed to be guarding for. So, yeah, we have to forgive that because it's an alpha. But you see, I expect Hitman Alpha, of course, to be unfinished because, well, yeah, you've got the name Alpha slapped right after the title. So, yeah. However, I do forgive them for these unpolished things, but I do note the creative decisions that they've made. Now, creative decisions are the ones that cannot be fixed unless you completely disregard the game at its release, you completely abandon the project and start from scratch. Now, this is my concern prior to seeing Hitman Alpha because I was hurt personally while I played the new Thief. Um, I don't know if you've played Thief 2015. That game was just a disaster creatively. I mean, it was functional, yeah. The stealth was good. The 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 hand animations were good. I can say that. It makes you think, you feel like a thief. However, it's just like that. It makes you think like you feel one. It doesn't exactly make you feel one. Why? Level design. Level design in all games are the pinnacle in creating that illusion of whatever they'd want you to feel, they'd want you to think, they'd want you to be as a character, and they'd want you to do as an objective. A good stealth game with good level design, I could say Splinter Cell Blacklist. Now that is how you do level design. A level design should be a design where the levels themselves do actually let you do what the developers intend you to be doing, not to advertise. Okay, take note. Level designs, level design in games are not supposed to be advertising what you're supposed to do. They just allow you. Now, what's the difference? What did I just say? So basically, it said no show, just do it. Okay. Obviously, um, the meat of what I said was that a good level must allow you, in this case, a sandbox game, a good level, or in this case, a good Hitman level, must allow you to perform the things that make sense in this environment. Not, take note, not to advertise what you are supposed to do. Okay? It shouldn't be so telegraphic in its intent. Like when you see this ledge over here, for example, that says, climb me. That, that in itself isn't bad. But when it becomes so prevalent, so pervasive, so intrusive, I'm sorry to say, but it's a problem. We're not in, we're not 3-year olds, 5-year olds who are begging to be taught. We're basically adults who are supposed to think while playing. We're supposed to confine. We're supposed to confine in a mechanic that is primarily established before even playing the game, or just after playing the tutorial, before playing the main meat of the game, if you get what I mean. So that's what made me just so concerned and so sad about Thief. Uh, it was basically the level designer game was basically very superficial. Um, the, the illusion of you being a thief is just but a theory. It's just there if you look at it individually on screenshots. I mean, it looks good. It's gloomy. It's atmospheric. But then the actual structure of the game, ah, man, it's so poor. Okay, it's so poor. It's basically a corridor stealth game. But um, as you can see, I've been walking around for quite some time, and man, the levels are so good. I mean, the level is just one level, right? The level is so good in Hitman Alpha. See, I'm doing a kind of a E3 demo style camera pan. I'm gonna stand right here. You see the architecture. Architecture, I mean. Look at that. It's beautiful. Yet it does not intend to show off what you can do. It it's just there. I mean, there's stairs. You're not supposed to go through that objectively. I mean, uh, there's no not other way. There's always another way to climb up the second floor, the yeah, or the upper floors. Then you have these multiple doors, right? And for me, this kind of reminds me really about Blood Money. You have the cook in here, which basically I can poison things. See the container in Hitman Blood Money, or I don't know if it was in Silent Assassin, but the w- the container things which you can conceal. Oh, I'm just gonna get away for a moment. The container levels, or the container things which you can conceal your weapons, are back, which is a very surprising return because it was so past remembered that we do not even recognize them to be huge parts of Hitman. By the way, I'm hiding because they found out that the makeup designer, the new bald one with the barcode on the back of their head, had stolen a kitchen knife, and that freaked them out because, yeah, why not? Why not freak out when you see a bald makeup designer with a barcode picked up a kitchen knife? So, which is a good thing because I can basically let you see how the new alert system works. So you see these yellow icons on the map on the bottom left. So they're the ones who is aware of you being uh, the threat, right? So they're the ones who are searching for you. The white ones, I think, would be the civilians who are oblivious to the fact. Now it's gone, right? You see that it's dying down. It's clear now. I like how this text in the upper center kind of informs you. Now it's a bit on the nose, right? Because it's right in front of you, but it does not stay for too long, and I like that. I like how it basically just informs you like these guys are clear or exposed. And that's how you improve upon a mechanic, yet not changing the core function of it or the core appeal of it. That's just you reimagining things. That's just you adding to it its functionality. That's just you making it more efficient. And in the past Hitman games, you basically have to just, I guess. Yeah, just have to guess if they forgotten about you. And basically, you have these bar meters on the bottom left in the past few games. And yeah, they can be a bit comprehensive, but not to the point of you actually uh, being fully aware of what is happening. So, for example, this one, you've seen this, right? We're gonna go out first. Um, notice how the mini map, the godlike map, as some have said, have now changed to having a label of trespassing with a kind of police barrier strip, sorry, on the bottom of it. And this is good. I really like this because it basically um, allows the player to be informed on how the different disguises, work, and on where are their limitations, where are you supposed to be, and also the map. Sorry, look at how the map in itself is color coded. So we have the gray areas, the red areas, which are basically um, areas which you are not supposed to be when you are in your Agent 47 suit. Now, this bothered me at first because I was using the Agent 47 suit, the default one, and I thought that the color coded areas would be contextual in how it would change its color when you also change your disguise. No, obviously that is not the case, and that threw me off a bit. I mean, I was saying, whoa, I thought I am using this makeup designer outfit, and why am I allowed to be in the red area? Well, the answer is it's not changing. So you have just to pay attention to that trespassing feedback on the bottom of the map, which is not a bad thing. But however, I really do hope that they'd change it in the future. If not, that's okay. But still, it would make more sense if the color coding would also be adjustable in how they'd be so indicative of your disguise. So yeah, let's watch for that out when the game comes out. Um, uh, take note also of how the patrol works, of how two individuals who are basically near each other or are in conversation with each other are now fully voiced, and that makes me even more happier. Now, this is what I've said earlier. This is how you improve upon a design that is mechanically uh, integrated into the series, into the franchise. Now, this voicing of the NPCs or of the guards uh, is just a very uh, um, refreshing addition that does not take away to the core appeal of Hitman and instead adds to it. This is how you modernize a game. Okay, right now the term modernize is a bit negative, but for me it's not actually. It's basically you making a game that's so dated, that's so old, playable again for new gamers in such a way that they'd appreciate why that good old game is good in a certain sense. Now, speaking of the amalgamation of the old Hitman game with the new Hitman game, I'm gonna do now a subdue. Now, take note that this mechanic is obviously from Absolution. Take note also the stars aren't um, the game aren't exactly the game's isn't part of the game's design because as a game developer I have developed a game actually. um, uh, I think that these visual indicator of the stars moving around is a placeholder for developers to be aware while developing the game on the current states of their AI. So I personally believe that on the final game, they'd be not here. Just as if you saw the old videos, if you saw the other videos of the Hitman Alpha, you have this text on the upper left of it that's multiple lines and they're color coded yellow. Um, I basically turned them off. It's right in the ini files. You just have to set the line to equate to 0, so they turn off. And also, I set my max frame rate to 30 because I don't want to tax my hardware so much. FYI, I'm playing on a laptop. I'm playing on a Sager laptop with a 780M video card and I think a i7 4700MQ processor, which is not that strong. I mean, I purchased it on 2013, which is supposed to be the time when it was uh, a very strong hardware. I mean, 780M on in 2013 was the fastest one, but then as the years went on, you've got the 880M and then now the 980M, which is absolutely very, very strong. Now back to Absolution. If I can, I'd like you to see the second floor. Now, the thing that's also good here is how they now actually frisk you. See? Now, I like this one. I like this one. I like this uh, little touches to the gameplay. And this just opens a lot of more opportunities for you to take advantage of the levels, first of all, the 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 NPCs, on how you approach your objective, on how you behave within the game, in such a way that it uh, expands a lot of things on the stealth aspect of Hitman. And this just makes me so happy and so positive on receiving the new Hitman. Now, um, we're currently right here in the puzzle piece, right? And this is an opportunity, right? It says right there in the legend on the map, opportunity. Now, what I can take of this, what I can take in this is that I do believe that this is an opportunity for you to apply poison. Why do you say poison? I'm not French. So, and a good thing also notice here is that there are no markers, right? There are no markers in the game environment itself, in the game level. There are no markers to d- uh, to mark what is that certain opportunity. So while you can say that the map is godlike in a way that it's basically full of icons or text or other things. It just struck that balance of giving you information, yet not hand holding you to the point that you won't think beyond the information given to you. Now, that is a very, very positive thing. I like that. Now, see, I'm currently right here in this spot where I'm supposed to be uh, uh, told that there's an opportunity, but however, there are no icons to denote what is that opportunity. It can be this kitchen knife, it can be this poison. Not that I am going to poison somebody, but it can be a way of completing an objective based on uh, the fact that they're here. Now, the good thing also is that there are no clutter on the screen right now, because basically what they've done is they placed it all here on the opportunities tab, which can be uh, the thing that they'd want you to read about your objective, but not actually putting it right now on the actual gameplay screen in which you are supposed to be paying attention to the environment, to the levels themselves. That is good. That is how you do UI. Okay? UI should be an interface that allows the players to interact with the game. Now, some do it to an overly over the top extent that they'd want you to read the text while playing the game. Now, that is just antithetical to the main objective of playing the game, which is to pay attention to whatever you are playing. Now, Hitman Alpha have a wonderful flow of interface where I can basically check the map. I can see right here, and I can check the opportunities as well. And if I got a checkpoint or a waypoint, I mean, it shows right here. Now I can show it to you where I can activate the checkpoint. See, this is what I like here. Normally, you see all this turn off and on checkpoint things on in open world games, right? Or in RPGs where I can check a quest. However, I'm surprised to see this one implemented in Hitman, where you can basically turn off, turn on, and turn off the waypoint. And let me see, and let me show to you how this works. So basically turn on the waypoint. And right now, you see that little eye circle icon. Yeah, see, it's right there on the map. And and this is also what I like. Despite not having too much text on screen, they basically made use of not having text on screen for them to be able to highlight the things that you should be aware of. In this case, the most important thing as of now, currently, because I have the track quests, track objective option turned on, the waypoint icon itself. Now I can see it just makes a lot more function. It makes a lot more efficient the functionality of the game without having to be so fiddly with the interface. This is a very good thing. And then I like how the icon just change in size. If I go away, look at that. Look at that. Basically, it just grows when you're away, and when you go go closer to it, it shrinks. I like it. I like it to the point where it disappears. I didn't. Yeah, I think it disappears if you have actually touched it. Now I'm gonna use this quest or this objective. First of all, I'm gonna change my disguise.
Shit. Still no answer. What's going on out there?
Oh my god, they know, they know, okay? They know what we're up to. They've caught Haley and we're next. It was a mistake to come here and rub Novikov's nose in it, Valerie. Please. Please, let's just leave right now, please.
No. Victor and I are going to negotiate.
Oh my god, what are you talking about? Negotiate about what? Valerie, you've been trying to discredit him for years. And now?
Showstopper's going under, Liza. What can I say? It's all about the blogs now. Blackmail Victor and we save the magazine. It's not pretty, I know, but... Look, we still need solid proof that Victor and Margolis are in it together. And if Haley's been caught... Liza, I need you to get up to that auction and finish the job.
Me? No, I can't. Valerie, you can't ask me to do that.
I can, Liza. And you will. We've got 200 jobs on the line. If not for me, do it for them.
Oh, god damn it.
Atta girl. Here, this'll get you inside. Your cover story is as follows. You represent the Van Orton Tobacco Company, looking for a way to discredit key members of the National Cancer Coalition. Just get me some evidence and then get the hell out. You can do this, Liza. I trust you. Now get going before we lose our shot.
Penelope? It's Liza. Yeah, I'm at the St. Green show. Look, I'm just really pissed off, okay? Valerie wants me to do something for her, and it's for all the wrong reasons. Plus, it might be dangerous. Okay, you know how Valerie's had a team of crack investigators following